It's 4 p.m. We bring developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao. The headlines at this hour is former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin saying he did not resign but was asked to go. In an interview with our sister show One Balita Pilipinas, Bersamin said he only learned of his dismissal when it was announced by the Presidential Communications Office in the afternoon November 17. While he does not want to believe that he was eased out, he cited how his replacement was handled. Bersamin also says that his relationship with President Bongbong Marcos remains fine and that he actually feels relieved now that he is out of the cabinet. He last spoke to Marcos on Monday night but declined to say what was discussed. Bersamin only described the conversation as frank.
I will not disclose who that person is because I respect him and he's a very close friend of mine, no? But he was trusted with that responsibility. Sabihin sa akin na I have to go. Yun lang. When something is delivered like that, a message, I do not hesitate because it's not my going to cause a problem with me dahil pleasure ni President ako. Ituwid yung news na nag-resign ako out of delikadesa. Magandang pakinggan yun pero hindi naman yan ang nangyari. Okay? Kung out of delikadesa na nag-resign ako, di mayroon sanang sulat sila na lalabas. But they accepted nothing. They accepted not my resignation. Ang sulat na sinulat ko kay Presidente, pinirmahan ko lang ng towards the end of yesterday before I left the office to bring out my things. I do not have that feeling na na-is out ako. Totoo, parang nabunutan ako ng tinik o napagaang ng malaki yung aking dibdib. Dahil mahirap din talaga ang kalagayan namin sa gobyerno dahil sa dami ng responsibilidad. Ano? Maganda yung relasyon namin. Si Presidente kasi is a very gentleman, hindi person. Hindi siya yung nakikialam, kundi tungkol lang sa trabaho. No? Mabait siya, boss, at hindi siya yung demanding. Maliban lang kung may urgency yung kanyang ipapagawa sa iyo.
Bersamin presumes that his departure from the Marcos cabinet had something to do with his grandnephew, resigned Presidential Legislative Liaison Officer Adrian Bersamin. The younger Bersamin, along with also resigned Education Undersecretary Triguev Olaivar, are being tagged in the 100 billion peso insertion in the 2025 national budget. The former executive secretary says he is ready if charges will be filed against him over the issue. The ES says he is innocent.
He has been working with me and under me since the Supreme Court days ko pa. Undersecretary ang level ng kanyang trabaho sa ES, sa OES. Ano? Aywan ko kung connected ito sa mga aligasyon. Pero yung pagkadala ng messaging sa akin, hindi ko alam kung connected or not, but I presume na may kinalaman. Ako'y nagtaka. Utter disbelief ang feeling ko dyan. Dahil hindi ko ina-expect na pagbibintangan ako na mastermind or na pabayaan ko yung supervision ng mga staff ko. Alam mo, kami lahat ay sundalo ng Presidente.
Meantime, Education Secretary Angara says he sees no reason to resign amid the latest cabinet shakeup. Angara called allegations linking him to illegal kickbacks as hearsay. He told reporters that there are no specific accusations or mention of any transactions against him. The claims came from former Public Works Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, who alleged that Angara collected kickbacks from the flood control projects. Although Angara denies the allegations, he insisted he has never engaged in corruption in his 2 decades in public service.
Hindi siguro kasi hearsay lang yung nandun sa akin tapos wala pang specific accusation, di ba? Walang mention of any transaction or anything. So parang kung sa korte yan, ibabasura yun, di ba?
And the other stories we're watching this Wednesday, November 19. President Bongbong Marcos declared a net worth of over 389 million pesos in his 2024 Saln, or his Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth. He also attached in his 2024 Saln an appraisal by Cuervo Appraisers Incorporated, placing his net worth at 1.37 billion pesos. Meantime, VP Sara Duterte declared 88.5 million pesos in her 2024 Saln, a 17.4 million increase from her 2023 net worth of 71 million. VP Sara's father, former President Duterte, declared 37.3 million pesos in his 2022 Saln. This is an 8 million peso increase from 2016 when he first assumed the presidency. Duterte appointee former Ombudsman Samuel Matres declared a 78.1 million net worth in his 2024 Saln.
Davao Representative Congressman Polong Duterte has filed a resolution urging an investigation into former lawmaker Zaldi Co's allegations against President Marcos and former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Co earlier claimed that 100 billion pesos was inserted into the 2025 national budget with the alleged kickback and cash deliveries involving the cousins. Duterte says the probe should include the DPWH, the Office of the President, and DBM officials, as well as Co. The Sandigan Bayan has conducted today a special raffle for cases against the former lawmaker Zaldi Co, the DPWH officials, and the SunWest Incorporators. One graft charge against Co will be heard by the 7th Division, while another graft case has gone to the 5th Division. The malversation case is assigned to the 6th Division. The cases stem from the alleged irregularities in a substandard road dike project in Oriental Mindoro.
And the Senate held a necrological service for the late former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile today. During the service, lawmakers recalled Enrile's life as a public servant, legislator, and leader who served until his last days. Former President and now Pampanga Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, along with former Senator Dick Gordon, delivered eulogies. Enrile will be buried at the Libingan ng mga Bayani at 11 a.m. on Saturday, November 22. And joining us today from the Philippine Star's Editor-in-Chief, Fami Pamintuan.
Hi everybody! Happy Wednesday!
Happy Wednesday, Ami. Para kang candy cane. Very Christmassy.
Christmas cane. The
Kaya
Christmas
kayo
candy
nakaitim
cane.
kailangan may konti tayong kulay.
Di ba?
Yeah.
What's your big story today?
Yung mga binasa mo na nga, Saln, yung mga istorya kay Saldi, pare-pareho tayo.
Some curious things about the president, the current president declared his Saln to be how much? 300 something
Yes.
million pesos.
389
Almost
million pesos.
390.
But what's the Cuervo? The other thing, the Cuervo estimate.
The 389 million pesos was the
Net worth
net
yun, ha?
worth based on the rules of the Civil Service Commission on the filing of SALNs.
Okay.
The 1.3, almost 1.4 billion calculation was based on the value as appraised by Cuervo
Cuervo Appraisers.
Appraisers.
Yes.
Because in looking at his assets, a big part of it is real estate, right? And in order to calculate the real estate value, you need to have someone come and appraise it. So I guess that's why they had Cuervo Appraisers come and appraise it. And ang assessment nga ng appraiser na ito is it's closer to 1.4 billion pesos. 1.4 billion
That's a
pesos.
sizable amount, huh?
Because the CSC, I don't think the CSC requires you to do current market value assessment.
May current market value
May
sa
market
sa-
value.
Ikaw
dapat.
magde-declare.
Yeah.
Ikaw lang magde-declare
Yeah.
noon. What if you don't know, right? Hence,
Yun ang problema.
the need for a third-party assessor.
Yeah, but there's a column. I remember there's a column there for acquired value,
And
assessed value, and
Fair market value.
Market
The fair
value.
market value.
Pero kilala ba yan, Reg? Kilala ba yung appraiser na yun? Kasi
No.
independent daw yan and
Oo.
it's a well-known appraiser ba? Kilala ba siya?
I have to say,
Reputable daw yan?
I have to say I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be that, they only service
Yeah.
government clients, for example, right?
Kasi,
Usually
alam
kasi
mo naman yung
for...
mga Saln,
Oo.
pwede kang makasuhan dyan eh.
Oo.
Kapag mali yung
Kasi ang laki ng
declaration mo,
difference,
and
it's a billion
it's
peso
especially
difference.
sensitive for an impeachable official.
Oo, ang laki ng difference.
Lalo na especially sensitive to a Marcos na maraming legal cases involving property. Kaya importante sa kanila na yung appraiser nila, maganda yung reputasyon. Wala naman ako alam sa mga dahil lang mga, hindi naman tayo ganyang mga property developer. Baka kilala mo sila, Reg. Yung mga
Cuervo
appraiser niyan.
Appraisers is an independent valuation firm in the Philippines,
Yes.
supposedly specializing in asset and business valuation, accredited by the BSP, Stock Exchange, SEC, and so on, founded daw in 1980.
No, you do need to be licensed in order to be an assessor.
Yeah.
But for example, when you look at the president's Saln, there are at least 21 pieces of real estate there, including agricultural and residential property. Based on the CSC rules, he declared that the assets were worth 142 million pesos for 21 pieces. And that's where the big difference lay, because I think the assessment by Cuervo is that it's much higher than that.
Mukhang yung mga declare kasi generally sa Saln, even though there's a column for the what you call a fair market value, are usually looked upon as undervalued Di ba? Parang, ganyan kababa lang yung presyo niya.
For tax payment siya na. Pero yung declaration na Saln, pwede ka sumabit dyan kapag in-undervalue
because
mo.
you're supposed to give figures as close to
As close as possible to the market value.
Oo. But has anyone
Kasi nga,
ever...
baka hindi, ang gagawin dyan, i-compare yan sa tax payment mo. So kung naman yun, nagtutugma naman, wala ka naman problema.
But has anyone ever been
So-
prosecuted and convicted for
For?
lying on their Salns?
well,
Well,
not
natanggal dyan
convicted.
sila.
Oh.
Pinatanggal na Chief Justice dyan, dalawa na.
Oh yes, impeachment yon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
impeachment
that's
siya.
which is a political.
Pero it's supposedly a criminal offense too.
Yes.
If you look at 6713 Code of Conduct. Pero as far as somebody
Meron na
going to
yata,
jail for
mga
that,
hindi sila sikat masyado. I think meron na.
Meron na.
baka merong yung low level na na official.
Oh,
Baka
yun,
hindi
yun.
nga official
Mga
kasi
ganun lang.
even ordinary government
Kasi
employees are
kailangan may
required.
magrereklamo di ba?
Oo.
Normally, it's a politicized case Kalaban mo ang magpa-file niyan Sila yung magtsatsaga na mag-scrutinize nung Saln mo
Oo, against
Hindi
your...
bakit aanin nyo nung gobyerno, di ba?
Well, of course, one celebrated case that had to do with asset declarations, pero hindi criminal conviction because it was a civil forfeiture, is of course yung Marcos case, the ill-gotten wealth.
Yes.
Because in 1965, their declared assets that they submitted to government was 120 or 180,000 pesos.
Yes. Pero i-compute mo yun, Ed, sa inflation,
Yeah, but even if you compete with inflation,
Kulang pa rin, kulang na kulang pa rin.
Lagay mo sa 180,000 pesos.
Yan ang ginamit dun sa, di ba, yung Swiss deposits.
Yeah, this Marcos Swiss bank accounts because the Supreme Court computed based on that baseline na 180,000 thereabouts asset declaration that they submitted to BIR, plus yung estimate dun sa how much the couple earned legitimately in the 21 years that they were in power would have been around 19 or 18 million pesos in total. In total.
Kaya na-declare siyang ill-gotten wealth, yung deposit
because it's,
doon. Ang problema, nung na-declare natin na ill-gotten wealth, pumayag na yung Swiss authorities na ibalik sa atin, di ba? At yun na nga ang sinasabi ng Swiss officials, may mga nakausap ako recently, they reconfirmed it's the first time na nangyari sa Swiss history na ibinalik nila yung pera na officially declared ill-gotten ng isang politically exposed person. At yun daw ang naging start nung reforms nila para hindi sila gawing haven ng dirty money ng politically exposed persons. Kinonfirm uli yan sa akin recently lang ng mga Swiss officials. Kaya medyo mataas yung frustration nila. Bakit merong ill-gotten wealth? Wala nung gumawa ng illegal amassing ng wealth. Walang nakukulong.
I remember asking Bongbong Marcos about that case in 2015 when he was 2016, January 2016, he was running for VP and we had him as a guest in Channel 5 in one of the fora in Channel 5. Sabi ko sa kanya, okay, your family laid claim to the Swiss bank accounts.
Yes.
In 1996, that was worth 300 million with inflation, with interest, it amounted to 680 million. But where did that money come from if your parents' assets were only this much? And the Supreme Court said that they could only have earned 18 to 19 million at the most in all the years that he served in office. Basically, I asked it twice kasi he didn't want to answer directly. At first, he said that these are legal cases that we cannot answer. I have to consult my lawyer. And I said, but sir, that was finalized in 2003 with finality. In fact, nabalik na yung pera. I have to consult my lawyer, but
kasi ongoing pa daw yung wealth cases nila.
Well,
remember, tinanong mo rin sa
account.
wealth cases si di ba? Si Senator Amy, nung nag-guest din sa atin.
I was just
Sabi
gonna
niya,
say,
they have about 200 wealth cases, kaya hindi siya makasagot. Yun ang sinagot sa'yo. Tapos nung natapos yung show natin, sabi niya, kaya nga ba ayoko mag-guest dito sa show na to.
Ay, that's different.
I was just gonna say, diba you had that last interview with Senator Amy. That was the last time she's ever given you an interview.
With the chiefs, that's different pa. Kasi I asked her the
Sabi
same
niya,
question.
Bakit ba kaya ayoko nga magpag-guest dito sa
I asked her the same question and she said na but after the war, my father was the most famous and most highly paid lawyer of all the international companies.
And that he had a lot of clients.
He made a lot of money. But I said, but in GR 152-154, there were no income tax filings to that effect. In fact, he did not even have a law office. So,
kaya nga sabi niya, bakit ba ako naka-guest dito?
And then she says, but these are all still pending in court. And I said, no, but the Marcos Swiss accounts are no longer pending in court.
And that was the last time you spoke to her.
No, we had her as guest a few more times on other issues that were breaking.
But not...
but no longer about that.
No longer about the ill-gotten wealth.
But may value kahit paano yung Salns if you use them and produce them properly.
Nag-file din siya ngayon, di ba? Yung may Saln na rin siya. All the senators have released their Salns as well.
Okay.
Di ba?
So let's take a look at the Saln of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Oh, you want to pull it up? It's a bit slow though, so let's see if we can pull it up.
She declared a net worth of 88.5 million pesos in 2024. This is a 17 million peso increase.
Wait, what are you looking at? VP Sara, what year?
2024, yung latest that we have.
Okay, 2024.
From 71.
So, she declared a net
From
worth
71 million.
88.5.
Total yan, net na yan.
Total na to.
From 71 million.
No,
88.5 for 2024. That's an increase of 17 million from during the time that she's been vice president.
From 2022, I think.
She also she
2022.
declared the real estate value, total real estate value of her properties at 66.8 million. This is jointly held with her husband,
Manasseh R.
Mans
Carpio.
Carpio, oo. Whom we haven't seen in public, by the way, for
Yeah.
a long time.
Well, we still have to peruse this kasi ang daming detalye eh.
So, like with many of the other officials, karamihan ng total assets are coming from real estate, from properties that they've held.
There, you have exact location assessed, current fair market value, and acquisition cost.
But remember, we looked at one Saln before. Was it Senator Cheese Escudero na napakaliit
inherited,
ng
maliit.
napakaliit ng
Yeah.
assessed value and fair market value.
Yeah,
when
that's
we know
one.
for a fact that that area is quite expensive now, right?
So, but somebody
I
has to
don't-
challenge that eh.
Oh, kaya nga. I don't remember who's parang kay Senator Cheese Escudero yung
Well,
tingnan
that's
natin.
one. The other thing that we also noticed was pag dineclare na inherited, hindi nilalagay ang value. I don't know in this case
In this
these
case,
were
she
purchase
did.
data eh.
VP Sara did add, for example,
Acquired,
donation. There is an item here,
sale,
donated land.
Sale. At puro sale to eh. Pero kasi dun sa mga sala ng senators that we saw the last time, pag nakalagay inherited, hindi nalagay yung value. But even if it's inherited,
You should put
Kaya nga,
it.
merong
Of
market
course,
value
of
yun.
course.
may value pa rin.
Oo.
Eh kung hektar-hektara inherit mo, does that mean that it's
That's
no longer value?
that was only on Senator Cheese Escudero's Saln, ha, yung inherited but he didn't add up the value of the land that he inherited.
Ay, hindi lang siya. May iba pa.
Sino pa? I only saw
forget,
him.
I forget already, but there were at least 2 or 3 senators that we looked at na parang, is this a trend or is this the rule?
Kung naalala ko lang kay Senator Cheese where he didn't add it because saying that
Ayun namin, I don't know if is that really a rule na if it's
no, it
inherited?
isn't. Diba
It
sabi nga ni
can't be,
Ronald,
diba?
it can't
Oo,
be
it can't
because
be.
it defeats the whole purpose of a Saln, right?
Oo,
It-
tsaka sabihin mo lang, minana ko eh. Tapos
It
sa
breaks the
usapan.
spirit of a Saln. The whole point of a Saln is so it should give you an accurate picture of your current wealth, right?
Of current, yes. Current wealth.
So these are things
Kasi
we
kung
still have to
minana mo
study.
kung minana mo yun
look
nung
at.
panahon pa ng Espanyol, ano na yan? Hindi ba?
Sobrang na parang Espanyol.
Hindi. Merong mga ganun na panahon pa nung nung First World War pa eh. Yung mga malalaking property
let's-
na subdivided na list.
Let's take a look at the Saln of former President Duterte 2022, which is the last year in office.
Saln of Duterte. 2022. Okay.
Net worth at
2022.
37.3 as of June 30, 2022, which is
Up
when
from-
he stepped down from office.
Up from 21 nata yan nung 2016. When
Up
he
up by
assumed.
21 million from 2016.
Teka ha.
37.3.
So, 37.3 million pesos.
Oh, net na yan. So 37.3 as of 2022. This is the net worth of former President Rodrigo Duterte.
You would notice redacted yung mga details like that. So that's to protect privacy eh.
Hold on. See, this is an
Yeah.
example of wherein your assessed value is very far from the current fair market value.
Okay,
right?
go.
So, for example, assessed value of a lot in Davao City is 12,600 only. Pero times 10 yung market value niya, 126,000.
Okay. Purchased in 1999.
So, former President Duterte did not declare any real estate asset in Manila. Lahat ito nasa Davao.
Why is acquisition cost of 50,000 much more than the
Assessed value.
I don't know. I'm not into I don't know much about land. I'm just wondering.
And the last year of acquisition is 1999. So he's saying here that number one, he doesn't have any real estate assets in Metro Manila or outside of Davao City to begin with, and secondly, the last time he acquired or purchased any real estate asset was 1999, which is a long time ago.
There's only one that says lot and house. Bakit yung parating kinukunan ng picture tsaka ng video?
Yung pinag-aawayan
where
nila.
he brought
Tinitirahan
Shinzo
niya.
Abe. Alam ba, Ami?
Yung
Remember
bahay
that?
niya.
Yung may Colombo?
Maliit lang yun eh.
Yung
Maliit
may
lang yung bahay niya.
yung gusto, the one that they were thinking of
Yung gustong
selling
ibenta, it's a
para
bungalow.
to raise funds for his legal defense.
Although,
Ah.
teka ha, anong status ni Hanilet? Do her assets have to be reflected here?
I
Hindi
suppose not,
pwede.
because legally she's not.
She's not married.
Oh,
hindi
she's not
pwede.
married. This
Oo.
should only cover your heirs
Kasi-
in your spouse's assets.
I only bring it up because of of all the reports that si Hanilet has a lot of assets, specifically mga franchise sa Davao City.
Pero hindi required na isama
Okay.
siya dyan.
Yeah.
Kung hindi siya asawa, hindi siya,
Oo.
I suppose, required na isama.
Oo.
So
Unless may civil marriage
So
sila
again,
na hindi natin alam.
again, Sara Duterte net worth at 88.5 million. Rodrigo Duterte net worth at 37.3 million as of June 2022, his last year in office.
Meron pa siyang box sedan, no? Ano yung
Wala.
detail?
Pero pang RAV4.
Bakit sama sa RAV4?
It's long been phased
Pati
out.
vehicle
Ano ba
you
yan?
have to declare.
Meron pa bang RAV4? I think meron pa, but they've just upgraded the model. But this is from 1996. If it's from 1996, it can't be 800,000 pesos anymore.
Oh, anyway.
That's,
Yung Harley, dapat nandyan yung mga Harley.
wala yung Harley.
Oo, ano?
Walang
Ay, kamahalan yun.
Oo, ano? Ay, baka
mahal
pag-aaral
yan.
ni Hanilet yun.
Wala din jet ski.
Unless it's under someone else's name. Oo, baka nasa pangalan ni nung iba niyang
O
anak.
ni Pulong, o ni Baste.
Diba? Hindi, si Hindi, nandun yung kay eh.
Wala din jet
O baka
ski.
nasa ibang taong pangalan siguro.
Mhm. Well, those
Kasi
are,
kailangan dyan yung under your name also.
yeah. Well, those are the limits naman of Saln. Of course, you can't naman cover everything. But meron din siyang purpose. Okay, this is Digong of 2022. What else do you want to look at?
That's it. Nandyan din yung Saln ni former Ombudsman Martirez, who is famously the one who restricted access, completely banned access to the Salns, right? So now that it's been reversed, we can take a look at his Saln. Let's look at 2024.
Okay, 2024, Saln of former ombudsman.
75.7 million pesos is his declared net worth.
So, mas malaki pa net worth niya kaysa kay
Sarah. Ay, kay
Dutz,
Digong.
tsaka kay Sara.
Hindi, 88 and a half si
Ah.
Sarah eh.
Okay, this is Martirez. Let's zoom in a bit. Total assets, hindi pa
75.7.
hindi pa nababawasan yung liabilities niyan.
Wala siyang liabilities eh.
Zero. Okay.
So how can that be?
Malay mo,
So that
magaling siya
means
mag-ano.
Wala siyang loans, wala siyang
Hindi siya mahilig mangutang.
Walang mortgage.
Naman.
walang mortgage, walang any loan of any kind. Wala
Oo.
siyang liabilities.
Wala siyang hilig magutang.
Dalawang sasakyan. Isuzu Mox, I think this is a pickup. Tsaka Toyota Hiace.
firearms to the tune of 350,000.
Yeah.
Pwede na.
Kung mahaba yan,
pwede na.
yan. Kung malilit yan, that's several.
Cash.
Cash is 46 million. Foreign currency, nilagay niya foreign currency niyo, $4,500. $4,500.
Diyan sumabit si Corona.
Si Corona.
They have to declare.
Corporate shares inheritance, $23 million pesos. Malaki ang kanyang corporate shares. Jewelries. I don't know why they put the plural jewelries.
Kasama yan.
There is a plural of jewelries.
Talaga?
Oo.
Hindi ba jewelry
But
lang?
only 1.6 million.
Oh, is that like monies?
That's like monies
Like
in,
monies.
in legalese. It's
Okay,
like
okay,
monies.
legalese. Okay, 1.6 million. Paintings in antiques at 500,000. Appliances at
Which really,
50,000.
yeah. So
inheritance niya, pero ito inheritance niya, he declared the value. Wala lang acquisition cost kasi inheritance. Pero dineclare niya yung fair
kaya
market
nga,
value
you're
tsaka yung
supposed to.
assessed value.
You're supposed to.
Yeah. I agree with you. Ayun nga pero parang there are people who are skipping that . Residential Northern Samar, also residential sa Baguio City, also QC, and Rizal. Ang dami yung residential, Okay.
So now we have access to all of these top official Salns. The question now is how accurate are they?
So, ano yan?
Which comes back to my question before: whose job is it to parse through these Salns and verify the accuracy of each of them, right?
We will ask Ami Pamintuan when we come back from the break.
See, whose responsibility is it, Ami? Kasi, I mean, before this whole thing came to light, we saw how some of these officials live.
Parang hindi, no? Parang hindi makatotohanan.
Parang hindi
Makatotohanan.
aligned or parang hindi
Ayaw pa niya Tagalogin.
what's the word?
Hindi kumukonek.
Hindi yung legal word that they use. It's not commensurate to
commensurate.
their declared wealth. Pero like ano nga ba yung net worth ni si Senator Chase was the poorest senator, right? Supposedly.
Oh yeah. Kasi puro inherited yung assets niya, so wala nakalagay na fair market value.
And yet he's in Europe a lot.
Well, malay mo, pera ni Hart.
Pwede rin, that's true.
Hindi, baka daw may prenup yun, di ba?
Isa pa yon.
Hindi, may prenup talaga.
Yung pidater doon sa Paris. Eh, mukhang kay Hart daw yata yun.
So she's springing for it.
Oh.
Okay. We do have to take a quick pause right now, but you're watching Storycon and One News. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got developing news and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Ed Lingao.
And I'm Regina Lay, still with us, Ami Bamindun of the Philippine Star.
Ami, may tanong si Reg kanina. Baka alam mo yung sagot.
Wala, I forgot.
Hindi, kung
Hindi,
saka...
yun ang nga sabi ko, hindi ba?
In case
wala
like
ka
this,
namang kaaway, wala namang magbe-verify niyan.
So,
Diba?
only if may kaaway ka, saka may mag-verify.
Yun normally ang they will take the time and the effort.
Something
Medyo
to
mahirap
trigger.
yung mag-verify.
To
Di ba? You
cross-check.
need authoritative person para sabihin mali yan, eto yung tama. Di ba? Hindi naman yan she said, he said. They will have to quote the rules, updated rules. Tapos, syempre, alam mo naman dito kung gaano karami abogado, ganon din karami interpretasyon ng batas. Kaya magiging disputable lang siya kung meron magcha-challenge ng
Kasalanan,
statement mo.
kasalanan ng mga
Kasi
lawyers.
impeachment case, in a tax evasion case,
Yeah.
kaya ayan, yung mga hinahain ngayon sa kanila regarding the wealth case session, saka lang siya madidispute. O kung impeach ka nga. Kaya kung presidente ka, medyo maingat-ingat ka. The impeachable officials, they have to be very careful about it.
And remember, all government employees and officials
Yes,
are required to
including
file the
employees.
salins from janitor to the President of the Republic. Lahat sila required. Iba-ibang pagpupuntahan yan. Most government employees, ang salin yan mapupunta sa Civil Service Commission.
Yes.
Some would go to the Secretary of the House, o ng Senate, o ng Supreme Court, o ng OP, the Office of the President, or sa Ombudsman in specific cases like yung President, Vice President, and yung Constitutional Commissioners. So you're looking at ilan ba yung employees ng gobyerno? Mga 2 million siguro. Half of them would be teachers
Sama
or
teacher,
deputy people. So 2 million yung every April 30,
Yes.
tama ba? April 30? Every April 30, you have 2 million documents that are
Coming
submitted as a deadline.
Yes.
Iba pa yung yung pag may umalis ng gobyerno o pag may bagong pasok sa gobyerno, kailangan mag-submit ng salin yan before you leave and after you join. So iba pa yun.
Kaya more of reference siya.
Yeah.
Kung kailangan mong i-verify or something, meron kang gustong ikaso, saka mo lang titingnan yun.
Para meron akong
And then that's
benchmark.
when you take the time to verify.
It's just it
Diba?
really is a benchmark that you can pin them down on kasi nga sworn statement siya, sworn document. Let me just not break, pero talk about a couple of news developments this afternoon. So yung Independent Commission for Infrastructure has issued its another round of ILBOs, the Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order, this time against 17 individuals. These are not names that you've heard before, pero karamihan sa kanila ay officials ng DPWH, Mimaropa. There's also executives from the Bids and Awards Committee. For example, there's a Dominic Serrano on here, who's the chief of the construction division of the Bids and Awards Committee. Meron din yung vice chair ng BAC, which is Friedrich Karl Camero. And then amongst the private citizens, we have 3 SunWest Board of Directors. SunWest is, of course, the company that was co-founded by Zaldi Co, although he keeps saying na nag-divest na siya noong
Nag-divested na siya.
2019. But he, I believe he co-founded this together with his brother, Christopher Co. So yun, itong latest round of
It's an ILBO.
ILBOs.
An ILBO is an Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order.
Lookout lang yan. No?
Which means na
It's not a whole
pagdadaan ka
order.
ng immigration, titignan ka nila. Tapos mag-notes
Or they can ask questions.
They can ask
Saan ka
questions,
pupunta? How long will you be away?
But they
Sino
can
kasama
hold
mo?
you.
Right.
Not until
Pero
may
pwede
ma-file
silang
na.
i-monitor. Pwede
Yeah.
tayong humingi ng tulong sa ibang bansa. Na, pwede silang i-alert na
Correct.
these people are under monitoring
Correct.
by our
Correct.
country.
It's just like the Salins,
Eh,
right?
pwedeng sundan kung nasaan
Oh,
ka.
it gives you just a point of reference. Na, okay.
Ay, sa Salin issue, the Commission on Elections has issued an
Yes, that's the other one.
show cause order against Senator Rodante Marcoleta, specifically dun
Yes.
sa his refusal
Statement
to
niya.
declare yung kanyang mga donors sa kanyang campaign expenses. Kasi sa Salin niya, he declared assets worth 51 million only. Sa kanyang SOSE, yung Statement of Contribution Expenses after the elections, he declared 112 million pesos na expenses with zero
Yan
contributions.
nga.
So, kung wala nag-contribute sa'yo, gumastos ng 112 million at Saln mo is 51 million, saan galing yung pera? In response to that, in
Ayaw
an
daw niyang
interview...
pangkalanan yung iba, di ba?
Oo. In an interview with Net25, ang sabi ni Marcoleta, he was requested by his donors not to name them, and so hindi niya pinangalanan.
But that's
Yeah,
against the
may sabit
rules
yan.
as well.
That's against the rules.
Kasi you have to name all your campaign donors.
Oh, it's specific dun sa dun sa Omnibus Election Code. It has to be a detailed enumeration.
Pwede bang belated declaration yun?
Hindi pwedeng as per request.
Ano ba yan?
Oo. Hindi ba kaya sabihin eh?
I was...
Kasi sabi niya, nag-request sa akin na wag pangalanan eh. Pwede ba i-declare ko na lang na na belated na lang?
At the rate we're going, by the end of the year, sino na lang sa Senado ang walang kaso?
Wala na.
Hindi naman ibig sabihin mga kasuhan siya. Remember, in 2016, one of the biggest donors to the campaign of Duterte was Alan Peter Cayetano. He donated 71 million pesos worth of advertisements to Duterte's campaign. His Saln for that year was 23 million.
No, kaya nga.
Baka may nag-donate din sa kanya for the donation.
Yung nangyayari. So, interesting how
Kaya nga, di na napupulot din sa Saln,
Oo,
di ba?
meron naman.
Kaya importante siya.
Interesting i-cross-check yung SOSE sa Saln
Oo.
sa ITR.
Magsasaga ka lang talaga.
O,
the
income
ITR.
tax returns. Kasi
In
doon mo
fact, may
makita
nagsabi sa akin na one of the top officials ngayon, nasa pwesto pa, sabi niya, alam mo, and he's a wealthy person, sabi niya, isa sa mga deterrent daw sa mga magagaling, ang mga educated na yung Saln. Natatakot daw sila dyan sa yan, sa dokumentong yan. Kaya daw hindi nagpaparecruit sa gobyerno.
But who was it who said, somebody told us, I forget who na ang kalakaran ng maraming wais, bakit wais, no? Anyway, ang kalakaran ng maraming wais, ang Saln nila, when they first file it, when they first join government, they already pad it. Foresight.
Pwede.
Ipapad mo na.
In anticipation of growing your
There you go. Kaya nga, foresight.
Kaya lang, baka habulin ka dyan ng
Saan galing?
BIR.
Paano mo ipapad? Sige nga.
I-declare mo naman, hindi ka naman kailangan magsubmit ng dokumento
Sa bagay.
It's a sworn,
like, mo na yung
document lang.
So yung bahay
Tatasan
ko,
mo na yung value.
I will inflate the value by 10. 10
Maybe.
times.
Or yung jewelry mo naman, hindi naman naka-enumerate yung anong mga jewelry mo.
Hindi
O
kailangan
jewelry,
ng tax
sabi mo
yan,
nga. At saka appliances.
That's true.
Oo.
Hindi ko naisipin
O, tsaka cash in bank. Hindi mo nakalagay dun kung saang mga banko.
You don't have to produce a bank
pwede kang
certificate.
yan.
Oo, you don't
Yung
have
sa
to.
bank,
You don't have to
malilift
produce
yung
a
bank
bank
secrecy law pag
certificate.
may kaso kang graft.
Oo. Yun lang. Pag may kaso ka mag-graph, kung if you stay under the radar.
Yun na nga, sabi ko, makakalka lang
It's
naman
a
yan kung merong
scheme.
kaaway na magpapail
Diba?
sa'yo or
I forget
yun
if
na
it
nga,
was
may
Ronald who
imbestigahan
told
ka
us
ng
that
gobyerno.
Ang kalakaran, ipapad mo as soon as you get in government, declare
Parang
inflated
first year pa
numbers.
lang, inflated na yung assets mo.
Oo.
yung
That way,
net worth.
pag alis mo ng gobyerno, hindi masyadong tumaas ang Saln ko. So, hindi ako, corrupt.
Oo nga, that's
Pero pasok na yun sa,
reasonable yung pag-angat ng net worth nila within their years in government. Pero
siguro,
once you enter,
na-moderate yung greed.
ay, naku,
Remember that phrase?
what has this scandal taught us? Talagang it's it's systemic. The issue
Di
is
ba sino
very
ba nagsabi na
deep-seated.
oxymoron daw yan, you cannot moderate greed.
Okay, so
It's inherently immoderate.
the other thing that
Hindi naman. Kung naman, The brighter ones
Kaya
know.
nasabi, yun di ba, nung sinasabi moderate your greed. Yun ang reaction ng iba.
The more moderate ones, the brighter ones know that if you stay under the radar, you can get away with a lot of things. Unfortunately. Anyway.
okay, so the other big news of the day is yun nga, itong si former ES Lucas Bersamin, coming out to say, no, I did not resign. I guess, he doesn't want to admit
Surprise.
he was eased out which is the part
Sabihin na
that's
lang natin, he
strange.
was fired.
But now we have confirmation he was fired because nalaman lang daw niya that day when he got a call from a friend, from a very close friend in fact, who
Hindi pala
told him,
Malacanang.
hindi pa yung Malacanang, who told him it's time to go. And then by 2 p.m. that day, PCO held a press conference na nga to announce that Ralph Recto is taking over. So si Lucas Bersamin found out that the same way as all of us, that Ralph Recto was taking over his position. Pero sinabihan na siya that morning through a call by a friend that he did not name.
I wonder how awkward that conversation would have been, no? Parang, pare, it's time to go. Saan tayo punta?
Hindi, pero yung story niya consistent with yung story din ni Ralph Recto.
Oh, nagulat din si Ralph Recto
was in Congress.
Yes.
Nung kalat na, yun nga, naka-standby tayo.
Nagulat din
press ko ng Malacanang. Yun din ang sinasabi ni Ralph Recto up to the last minute. Wala naman nagsasabi sa akin na ako yung ES. Di ba?
He was
hindi naman sinungaling yan.
nagulat nga si Ralph Recto. So, Lucas Bersamin says after he got that call, he accepted it kasi hindi naman daw siya kapit-tuko. He serves at the pleasure of the president, as does everybody else.
Pero sino kaya yun, It must have been a very reliable person.
Yes. And in fact,
na
he says...
pinaniwalaan ng executive secretary.
So, biro mo, tinawagan para sabihin wala ka ng trabaho. Tapos
Hindi daw
tapos
Malacanang.
you take his word for it.
Hindi Malacanang.
Although he also says expected na rin ang pag-alis niya. He has served over 3 years as ES. And of course, he understands prerogative ng president to replace him. Pero yun nga, the only thing he wants is to make it clear na hindi siya nag-resign out of delicadeza. Walang resignation letter. In fact, the resignation letter came the day after. He signed the resignation letter the day after. And in that letter, nabasa ko na, there is no mention of the word resignation at all. It was just, there's a lot of euphemisms, but basically saying that
He got fired.
with the announcement of appointment of Secretary Ralph Recto as the incoming ES, allow me to convey my heartfelt gratitude for the unique opportunity to have served as your ES. Rest assured, I'll oversee the smooth turnover, and accordingly, I've directed my staff to extend full assistance. So it's a
Ang
very
tanong ngayon,
diplomatic.
Ano kaya nangyari?
Oh, it's a very diplomatic statement, but suspecha din. So our colleague Cheryl Cosim asked ES that kung why he thinks he was let go. Sabi niya maybe it has something to do with the
Maybe,
Adrian Bersamin. He was never told this, so he can't be absolutely sure, right? Pero this is related to Undersecretary PLLO, Undersecretary Adrian Bersamin, na confirmed na
The grandnephew.
nephew ni Lucas Bersamin. Adrian Bersamin is the grandson of Lucas Bersamin's older brother. And what's interesting here is, nung dinescribe ni Lucas Bersamin yung grandnephew niya, sabi niya, napakasipag niya magtrabaho. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit nadadamay siya. Mahal na mahal ko yan, parang sariling anak. So, and he also explained that this guy, Adrian Bersamin, has been with him Supreme Court days pa lang. So, matagal-tagal na silang
Pero remember what the
magkasama.
ombudsman told us yesterday. Matagal na daw actually sa radar niya yung si
Correct.
Adrian. Diba? And even before all of these things erupted, tinitignan na daw, diba? Nung DOJ pa siya, ibig sabihin.
And so we have another case of he said, right? So Ombudsman Remulla says one thing. On the other hand, sabi ni former ES Bersamin, hindi ko maintindihan bakit nadadamay siya. He seems to be vouching for Adrian Bersamin here. And he also categorically denied that he had something to do, na sinabi daw niya, ako na bahala dyan, in relation to the 52 billion.
Baka nakarating sa kanya yung magte-testify si Yusek Bernardo. Or will talk to, or has talked already actually mga hindi lang naman kahapon nakipag-uusap si Yusek Bernardo sa Keping Lacson.
Lucas Bersamin
Medyo
says...
matagal na and baka nakarating na sa Malacanang na ang tinuturo nga si Adrian saka si how do you pronounce Olivar's first name?
Apparently, try give.
Oo.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So, I keep...
Magkano? Try give ba?
Try give, apparently, yes.
Hindi Trigby,
Hindi Trigby, sabi ko dati.
Oo.
It looks like a Trigby.
okay,
Pero
it's not
vowel.
Trigby.
I talked to Senator Lacson kanina
Oh,
Sabi ko, bakit nasama dyan someone from the DepEd? Ano bang, paano nangyari yon? Medyo high level yata yung yan. If it's nasa Malacanang yung isa nasa DepEd, USEC lang. Baka naman magkakaklase sila noon. Hindi daw niya alam, sabi ni Ping Lacson. Basta yun ang sinabi sa kanya ni Yusek Bernardo. At ang sabi ni Ping Lacson sa akin, actually matagal-tagal nang naglumapit sa kanya si Yusek Bernardo. And talking about, kasi medyo parang nagko-close in na nga daw sa kanya yung investigasyon and he wanted to come clean and see kung anong pwedeng magawan para wala namang binanggit na konsensya, no? Pero
because
siguro,
the story
how
that's...
to ease the heat on him.
So,
Hindi naman daw humihingi ng complete immunity or whatever, pero yun na nga.
yung story that seems to be forming is that they're trying to... It seems to be that itong si Adrian Bersamin, try give Olivar and Mina Pangandaman might potentially be tagged as I guess the mastermind or the ring leaders, or at the very top of the tree, right? In the sense that allegedly itong sa Adrian Bersamin name dropped the president and used his name in order to ask for the insertions. That seems to be what's happening here based on Senator Ping's testimony and based on what we heard from Ombudsman Remulla. Now, si former ES Lucas Bersamin says wala siyang alam shocked siya sa allegations na mastermind daw siya sa 52 billion pesos in insertions. And as far as being tagged the ringleader, sabi niya masakit yon. May posters pa sa social media na kami raw ni Sec Amena ang ringleader. Bahala na sila sa buhay nila. Sana wag nila akong abalahin. Sorry. Medyo nakakatawa.
Lahat daw sila sumusunod lang naman kay Presidente.
Although he still has nice things to say about the president. Sabi niya, it's still safer for the Philippines to stay with President Marcos. Siya ang pinaka-qualified sa lahat ng tumakbo. But it's very clear from his interview with us today, si E.S. Bersamin is denying that he had any involvement in the flood control scandal, in particular with the budget insertions.
Well, let's see in a few days. Baka magbago ang
Ihip.
Ihip ng hangin. You never know. This is the Philippines.
You mean he might change his...
You never know.
Whip yan ng cabinet, paano hindi malalaman yung budget.
Diba? You're the day-to-day guy.
You're the little
Bago makarating yan sa presidente, re-reviewin niya.
sign for
Kaya
the
ka nga may PLLO. That's a liaison, legislative liaison.
I don't
Bago
know.
makarating ka presidente, kailangan daanan niya ng opisinang yun.
But one thing we know for sure at this point, he did not resign. As Senator Ping said, resignation in the Philippines is euphemism for for getting fired. So now we can say it openly. Kasi kahapon, when I was correcting the word resignation, some people were telling me, hindi, he resigned. No, but it's a euphemism, right? Of course they'll say he resigned.
He resigned it voluntarily.
Involuntarily.
He was told to resign. No, he learned that he had resigned. Accurate yun.
Thank you, Abby. Yes, he learned he resigned.
He learned that
through the
he
press
resigned.
conference.
Yan
O kaya tawag yan assigned resignation. In-assign tayo na mag-resign.
Yan.
Kayo
Accurate
talaga, puro
yun.
kayo euphemism. I like going straight to the point. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us today on Storycon. I'm Pimenduan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star. Join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. for Storycon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, kapatid. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.